So,
And what is a toxin?
Toxins.
Remember the fort in the woods? The one with the stolen traffic cone?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. The cone.
You loved that place. What's wrong? You seem far away.
Just tired. Work has been draining.
Eliza, you can't just keep isolating yourself like this. The doctors need to see you. We have to figure out what...
It wasn't burnout. It was a slow, quiet poisoning. And I was blaming myself for it.
It's nothing. You're just seeing things.
What is wrong with this place?
For a moment, I felt insane. The architect destroying her own design. Searching for a ghost.
toxin is a molecule that should not be in your body. You should not have been exposed to it. So let's take a pesticide or a herbicide. These are chemicals which man has made and not perhaps adequately tested it in rigorous studies. And yet these chemicals get into the body. And we know that many of them are estrogen receptor disruptors, and that causes inflammation as well. So if you look at pesticides and herbicides, we look at plastics, forever chemicals, for example, PFAS and other chemical, BPA. These chemicals all disrupt our metabolism in our body. And then, of course, mold.
Mold.
Is a toxin. And lastly, heavy metals are toxins. When the gut is not working properly, you're going to be more prone to toxicity because the gut bacteria normally grab a lot of those things and take them out in your stools. So when we look at toxicity, we look at gut health and the liver health. The liver is supposed to get rid of a lot of toxins, but in today's day and age, because of the foods that we're eating, the environment that we breathe, the environment that we walk out into, we're getting too many toxins, and this poor organ here is getting overwhelmed and cannot detoxify adequately. So when I do a blood test, urine sample and a stool sample, I get a very good bird's eye view of what's going on with their ability to detoxify and which levels are high. And I'm finding that many of my patients who have gut issues and liver issues are very, very high with not only heavy metals, but they also have a lot of pesticides, herbicides, and mold in the body.
Mold! Dangerous killer mold!
And mold, I'm finding a lot of mold. And mold and all these extraneous toxicities cause inflammation. Inflammation is a reaction to something that your body shouldn't have.
Where is the mold coming from?
Mold is very interesting. I've only started researching it in the last 1 year. Basically, almost 70% of homes these days have some form of mold toxicity in them, either from previous water damage or exposure. And mold is ubiquitous. It's just about everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And it can re-inoculate you every time you're in that environment, and it causes your innate immune system to start reacting to it and causes low-grade inflammation in your body. And when I get rid of the mold, all of a sudden I'm noticing that the patients are not only feeling better, but the rate of progression of coronary artery disease flattens off.
I have this steam room in one of my houses, and I went in there the other day and I could smell it smelled a bit funny.
What's that smell?
And I recognized that smell from when I was younger as being mold.
Mold.
So I Googled it. I typed in, what is that like earthy, strong, pungent smell in my steam room? And I think what's happened is part of the seat has come away from the wall, so it's not sealed anymore. And I think the moisture has got in there with the water, and I think it's moldy. And ChatGPT said to me, when I was asking ChatGPT, said smell near the cracks.
Yes.
And if it smells really strong near the cracks, then that's mold. And I smelled it near the crack, and it was really, really strong. I remember thinking, had I not known that, would have been sitting in there 30 minutes a day, inhaling all of that strong mold smell. And from doing this show, I've learned that the downstream impacts that can have on your body and your cardiovascular health and everything in between is really, really bad. So I had a team come over and just fix everything, repair it, and do a deep clean. But I don't think people are very aware of how mold, which we kind of think of as the bread has gone green, whatever, can have a chronic downstream impact.
And also this mold can come in and then become part of your microbiome. So it can actually come into your, so let's say you get out of this place. But if the mold is still in your gut, or if it's in your sinuses, for example, and you get chronic sinusitis, you're re-inoculating yourself over and over again with this mold. And this is an area of great interest, and a lot of research needs to be done. It is real, and we've known about it for a long time. But the medical profession as a general has not really taken this and run with it, but it is very important. And we certainly looking at mold toxicity in our practice because we find that it is actually more prevalent than we ever imagined before. And we know the chemistry. We know that it causes a systemic inflammatory reaction in the body, and it's reflected in the blood work. We see that the CRP is up. We see that the complement levels are high. We see that the certain ratios of certain inflammatory molecules are off. So we do want to treat mold. We want to treat sources of mold toxicity, both in the gut as well as in the sinuses. And yes, people are surprised when I tell them that affects their cardiovascular health.
When we talk about the clogging of arteries, why is it that healthy people still end up sometimes with these clogged arteries?
I think it's because they have sources of inflammation that we have not identified. For example, we say, oh, you have no cholesterol, you have no smoking, you're exercising, you're not overweight, you don't have diabetes. Well, then I don't know why you got all these. No, there's always, if you dig deeper inside, there's always something. And we'll find the source of the inflammation. There's always a reason why you get hardening of the arteries.
What's in that list?
In that list is mold.
Mold, yeah.
Leaky gut.
Yeah.
Huge. Food sensitivities.
Is most definitely black mold.
Mold reproduces by releasing millions of microscopic spores. When inhaled, these spores can trigger the body's immune response, leading to sneezing, coughing, and irritation. For some, exposure is harmless, but for others, especially children, the elderly, or those with asthma, mold can inflame the airways, worsen breathing, and even cause long-term respiratory damage. Mold may be ancient, but so is our resilience. With awareness and action, we can protect our homes and our health.